Hello YouTube, Kakart197 again, this time with a review of the 1/100 scale Master Grade Zeta Plus A1. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about the Zeta Plus A1, well, it's pretty much the standard Zeta, but refined for use on Earth. So in fact, this machine is more powerful than the original Zeta Gundam. It was used during the first Neo-Zeon War when Neo-Zeon decided to invade Earth. So unfortunately these guys were never seen on screen, but they were flying around somewhere at that time. Now, for colors, the first thing you'll notice is that this is a very striking color scheme, even for a Gundam. Well, there is somewhat of an explanation for this. The colors you see here with the bright orange, white, and yellow are, well, they're a demonstration color. So I suppose, well, these colored machines are used to like display the strength of Karaba, so that they can say, hey, look at our striking machines, look at how powerful they are, and don't worry, we'll kick Neo-Zeon back into space in no time at all. Well, I believe about 20 of these machines were built. 3 of them were in these striking colors, and well, the other 17 were more of a gray and blue color, pretty much like a normal airplane would be, well, a fighter plane would be in our time. So, well, there's also a C1 version. That's about the color the normal A1s are. Now, of course, you also get a nice amount of stickers. You have the normal stickers for the eyes, one for the head, another one for the back camera, and horrible ones for the wings. Problem 1, they don't align with the wings. Problem 2, they don't align, well, this is a sticker and the other side is a sticker. They don't line up with the other stickers, so they don't line up with anything. Another problem is they don't like to stay on all that well. So these orange ones are horrible. Also, they're like a metallic color, while the rest of the kit has a flat color. So they stand out, they suck. And I hate them, if you hadn't figured that out already. I'm really planning to paint those ones. Of course, you also get normal stickers, Carbo Air Force, Anaheim Electronics, the company that made the Zeta Plus. And of course you also get rub transfer ones. Now, for those of you who have a lot of Gundam know-how, especially UC, will probably recognize this symbol right here. For those of you who don't, this symbol is Amuro's insignia for the mobile suits he pilots. You guessed it, Amuro is the pilot of one of these machines. He was like a squadron leader for Karba. I suppose he changed his DJ, or however you pronounce that, for a more powerful mobile suit. Because I can imagine, I mean, think about it. The Zeta Gundam ruled on Earth. I mean, it kicked the ass of most of the mobile suits there. And this machine is even more powerful and is being piloted by Amuro Ray. Imagine you're Neo-Zeon and you see a squad of these guys coming at you, one bearing Amuro's symbol. You don't want to be there. Now, for articulation, it should also be said the original Zeta Gundam, well, the 1.0 version of the Master Grade, had a lot of problems. It got floppy, well, things just didn't stay together all that well. This machine is a complete recast. No parts are reused at all. The head will go up, bit down, will turn around. Not, well, about that far, if you're careful. Also, these fins, well, the V-fin move up for the transformation, of course. Now, one little problem with these V-fins is the pegs they're on are very small. And as I have experienced with the original Zeta Gundam, they will break off if you transform it a lot. So, to rectify this, they give you an additional one. It's a solid piece, so of course it'll be somewhat harder for transformation, but if they break off, you do have a spare. So we can't complain. Well, the shoulders now, well, not really sure if it's official articulation, but thanks to this the arms can move out a little bit. Of course, this mechanism is used for transformation. A little problem I have with this is there's a hole here and a peg here, so it holds it together better, but I always have trouble aligning them. So yeah, they try to fix a problem, but they gave you an additional problem. So not really too happy about that peg there. Shoulder armor, as you notice, a complete redesign. Little flap here will move out, so the arm can move up. Also, unlike the original Zeta, this is an actual arm that's connected to the body rather than, well, a piece of an arm connected to the shoulder armor. We'll move out that far. We'll rotate all the way. It's on a ball joint here, so it will also... It's not on... Oh, God. It's not on a ball joint, it's pegged in here. We'll rotate all the way around below the shoulder. Arm will go up not far because of the bulkiness of it. We'll also go, well, it will bend further to the back than a normal human arm can, but that's also part for the transformation. The hand, as the standard, well, as the standard old MG hands, you have the 3 fingers here molded together and the trigger finger molded separately. Thumb is on a ball joint, but it's not gonna move all that much. Also, the finger is, well, the hand is very solid, so it will wiggle a little bit, but it's very secure. Of course, because this is Zeta Gundam after all, there's no waist movement because of the transformation mechanism. Also, a really nice feature of this mobile suit is its hip cannons. Also nicely articulated. For the legs, of course, as you can see, there are no side skirts, so they move up a lot. I mean, try find another mobile suit that can do this. It really moves up a whole lot. Unfortunately, there's a back skirt, so backwards, well, still really nicely considering the age of the model. The knees are double jointed and have a really nice movement. Also, rather than just using plastic, these hoses here are made of a sort of, well, fiber. Not really sure what it is, but do have some left over, nice bendy material, and it looks really mechanic. A really nice feature with this model. And the feet move side to side rather nicely. Backwards a lot, thanks to the transformation. Unfortunately, forward not quite as much, and this does really hinder the posability of the machine in the more dynamic poses. Flap moves a bit up. Actually, the flap moves up more than is necessary because the feet just can't get that high. Really unfortunate. And of course, as with all master grades, the chest opens up to reveal a little pilot inside. I gotta say, the cockpit does look really cramped. In the anime, that cockpit looks a lot more spacious. Now, for accessories. Of course, you get a standard shield. Unlike the original Zeta shield, this one does not extend or go in. It's just a solid lump. Also, this little part here is a lot bigger than the original Zeta shield. So it does provide a lot more protection, which is always handy for a shield. Also some additional stabilizer fins here. Probably for aerodynamics, better flight and stuff. Because this machine is for use in the atmosphere only. Next up, beam rifle. This is kind of like a cross between the Hyakushiki's beam rifle and the Zeta's beam rifle. I mean, the length is definitely like the Zeta's, but it looks more like the Hyakushiki ones. So, removable E-cap. Unfortunately, you don't get any spares, or there's not really anywhere to store it, so you can't remove it, but that's all you can do with it. Of course, movable handle, and a little peg so we can store it at the backpack. Now, some of you might have noticed these aren't the original Zeta Gundam wings, if you can call them that. These are actually the ones from the Hyakushiki. Because once again, if you're a bit of a Gundam freak, I guess, you know that the Hyakushiki was originally supposed to be a transformable mobile suit. And there are these little hinges here where you can mount the beam rifle on. So I suppose that if you have a Hyakushiki, you can store the bazooka and the beam rifle on this mobile suit. Well, I'll explain one of the problems later on. Well, I'll just do it now. The problem is, once this guy is transformed, there isn't, in order to transform this guy, these weapons have to be removed. So you can store them on there, but they have to be ejected in order for this guy to transform. Again, that's kind of like the core fighter for the Impulse, where he always launched with 2 missiles, but immediately dropped them a second after launching. I guess not all mecha designers want to be, green. They don't like to recycle stuff. Just throw it off. We don't need them anyway. Who cares about nature? By the time of you see, the Earth is polluted as hell anyway. I guess that's kind of why Char wanted to put the planet to rest. Great. Well, let's get on with this review. Now, it also fits in the hands somewhat. More or less. As you can see, the hand isn't really made specifically for this beam rifle. So, from up close it will look a little bit awkward, but it'll look okay from a distance. Of course, the shield can be mounted on both arms. To peg it in and slide it down to secure it, so it's definitely not going to fall off. Now, you might be thinking, hey, this guy should be able to use the weapons from the Zeta, right? Because it is a Zeta Gundam after all. Well, no. The pegs on this machine are square. And the pegs on the Zeta Gundam are like a square with another one. So, tough luck there. Well, he can hold them, but he can't store them anywhere. And of course, like every mobile suit, beam sabers. if you can get them out. Great. And you get two translucent blue beam saber parts. Really nice and fit into the hands. Also, something unique about them, these are more, blocky, whereas normal beam sabers are round. And they fit into the hands a lot better than the beam rifle. Somewhat, I guess. And of course, these beam rifles. Now, all that's left to do is to transform this guy.